This specific moment in Help Wanted 2 is when Glitchtrap finally dies. We've collected all the memory dolls, we give Glitchtrap to Vanny, and she crushes him. Many people have believed this ending to be what happens in Help Wanted 2 and just overall what goes on in the FNaF narrative. But is he truly gone though? Hello there, this is DJ Aiden and welcome to my final video of 2025.
This is... Oh, come on, please give me my hot dog.
But today I'll be discussing the fate of Glitchtrap and tell you whether I believe he's gone or not. Okay, I won't beat around the bush, alright? I think Glitchtrap is still alive, but let me explain myself. In Help Wanted 2, there was a Thanks. In Help Wanted 2, there is a digital companion within the screen of the main lobby named Helpy. No, not that Helpy, the other Helpy. Yeah, that's much better, but he's pretty normal when you don't pay attention to his attitude and what he says. But when you uncover the veil, you can see that he's a pretty malicious entity and he very much so intends on helping Glitchtrap. For example, Helpy is very adamant on making you collect these 6 figurines called Phasforce, the world's most obvious Transformers parody. Once you collect every Phasforce figure, you receive your final gift. It is revealed to be a mashup of the Fazbear gang. But you're suddenly transported into a real version of the pizza place that you've been in for the entire game. A recharge station takes center stage and it's shown that Glitchtrap is inside of it, and as he grabs it, mirroring how Birdtrap grabs the recharge station, you know, in the Birdtrap ending, may I remind you, the Nightmarian staff bots surround you and seemingly kill you. But suddenly, you've become the mask bot from Ruin. And since you are mask bot from Ruin, that means you're handing the Vanny mask to poor Cassie, unaware of the horrors she would free in Ruin. With how much Helpy likes to assist the villains like M2 and Glitchtrap, I feel it's easy for me to say that Helpy in Help Wanted 2 and Ruin is Glitchtrap disguising as this friendly bear, or at the very least manipulating the AI of Helpy. Now what really sold me on Glitchtrap being Helpy are these small little details that you won't really see at first glance, but when you see them, you just have to point out how strange it is. You see, you can do any ending as you please in the game, and it will somewhat respond to said choice. For example, when you keep on ignoring the gifts that Helpy is telling you to collect, he gets upset and even goes like, "Hey, why are you ignoring me? It's gift time, man." But what we're focused on with this is the Princess Quest 4 ending. When you finish the ending, Helpy is completely absent from the screen and is replaced by some Fazbear Entertainment propaganda artwork or whatever it is. Probably propaganda knowing the company, but that's strange, don't you think? Helpy doesn't disappear when you do the Phasforce ending. In fact, he has the goal to relax on a beach chair after ruining the lives of 2 people. Someone kill this man! And most of all, Helpy in Ruin has purple veins every time his sprite becomes corrupted. Now I made sure I wasn't color picking incorrectly, and from what I can tell, that's just flat out purple. Glitchtrap is Helpy. So what? How does this show that Glitchtrap is still alive? Well, think about it. If Glitchtrap is Helpy, and the ending where Glitchtrap straight up dies is the real ending, then wouldn't Helpy be absent and ruined, or at the very least not be corrupted? I think you can tell what I'm trying to say is that the Phasforce ending is likely the one that occurs within the FNaF timeline. Now I know, this sounds quite annoying, as a lot of people have believed that Princess Quest 4 was the true route, or even both of them takes place, but let me explain. These endings are quite disconnected from each other, don't you think? I mean, they are literally opposites of each other if you think about it. Sure, they may both have the whole you collect Freddy and his friends thingy-majiggy, but the difference is that the Phasforce figurines are shoved in your face, super flashy. In a way, it feels corporate, soulless, and in a way, it's kind of using the past in bad faith, don't you think? Bringing back the old nostalgic memories with this rad ad and all that stuff. While the memory dolls are handmade and can be utilized to remember the victims while also letting go of the past, hence why this defeats Glitchtrap. because he is a walking, talking definition of someone who is clinging on to the past way too much. I mean, literally, it's something that's going like, I always come back, let me out. And when it's doing stuff in the Pizzaplex, it's in a way trying to replicate the MCI by kidnapping people. Now, I do have to say that this idea was partially inspired by the Reddit post by user Captain Radlad. And I think this user really explains how I feel in detail, so I'd recommend checking the post out, which I'll leave in the description, because I think it's a genuinely great analysis of the two endings and how in a way they're opposites of each other. But as I was saying, if Steelwold Scott had the intention of making both endings occur, then why make it two optional endings and not one big narrative that leads to Glitchtrap's end? Even if you think that the Princess Quest 4 ending is the only thing that happens, there are still questions to be raised. Because what does that mean for Maskbot? Because in Ruin, it's obviously still active, and when you put on the mask, it has this weird brain thingy. It's like all veiny. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's very similar to a brain, don't you think? And that's just ignoring the fact that the Fast Force ending just straight up shows us what happens in Ruin. It shows us the future because, well, Help 1 and 2 is a prequel to Ruin, and it's showing us, okay, here's how Maskbot came to be. While the Princess Quest 4 ending is quite strange and even ominous because Vanny just leaves us behind after killing Glitchtrap. So what happens? Is Cassie's dad just trapped there forever? You may be thinking right now, well, what the heck was the point of that ending if it just doesn't happen at all? But let me explain. Just because I don't think that the ending happens in Help 1 and 2 doesn't mean that it's useless and it isn't telling us anything. I think this is similar to what some of the titles like Sister Location, Pizza Simulator, and Security Breach did. Yeah, sure, there are endings that showcase very strange stuff, like the private room, a new scooper, and a scenario where Mike literally is told by Fazbear Entertainment that he's fired for looking into secrets that he wasn't supposed to see, and now there's a random truck waiting for him. Yeah, listen, they may not happen in the main timeline, but they are still scenarios that can happen. They still exist in some shape or form. I mean, the private room isn't suddenly gone just because the ending didn't occur. In Princess Quest 4, the memory dolls, they are still something that can happen in the games. I think this could totally be a FNaF free scenario where both endings do happen, but the good ending where Happiest Day occurs appears later in the timeline. Glitchtrap dies, but it's going to be later in the timeline. To recap it all, Glitchtrap is Helpy from Help 1 and 2 and Ruin, and the Fast Force ending is what happens, but the Princess Quest 4 ending could very well occur later on in the timeline. But I think that wraps everything up, but just listen, keep an eye out for that digital weasel, okay? You never know what his plan could be. Okay, yeah, I think I did it. Glitchtrap may very well be alive. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, this is a theory and not factual. Blah, blah, blah. Just be respectful human beings. Or... Stop right there! Grockus? How are you in the recording booth? What are you doing here? You forgot to talk about who Glitchtrap is. Is he Afton? M2? M1? Agony or... Okay, fine. I know I've been avoiding this like the plague for like 2 years or whatever, but it's such a divisive topic to the point that anything can change. Okay, Grockus? Look, all I'm gonna say is that Glitchtrap has to be connected to the Mimic or like supernatural agony junk, you know, possession of AI or whatever the hell, right? Listen, it's a long story and I want to wait it out before I make a video about it because it's quite complex, alright? I know I can take the easy way out, say it's M2, but after the Tales Games thing got obliterated, I think I should be open-minded as to some ideas, you know. But I guess we'll see how I feel soon enough, but as of now, I think it's a copy of M2 that's been tainted by Afton's agony, similar to how Fazbear Frights showcases agony taking over stuff. There. Are you happy now, Grockus? Are you gonna leave now? Wow, your opinion sucks! I'm gonna make a quote retweet on how you're wrong and ratio you on Twitter. Listen, you can't please everyone. See you guys on the flip side. Have a happy new year. No, I'm gonna have a happy new year. What are you talking about?